And here we go, aka Patters, aka Pat, another known as Peter Anthony DeLuca. Guys, day two. I'm keeping the stream streak alive right here. We're going stream streak two. I don't know why I'm doing slashers. 2 days in a row, guys. I did want to ink this last night. Ran out of time. So just be on the lookout. This is my cat, my buddy, my co-pilot, Diamond Dallas cat, named after Diamond Dallas Page and Dallas from Alien. These are going to be mugs, merch available through digital fulfillment on akapad.com. We have some products there right now, but hopefully I want to ink that live. To any of you that popped in yesterday, this is what we're working on. I kind of want to move this up a little. I still haven't figured out my camera. I don't know why. We did Storm. So right here, let's get to her. Maybe we'll do it, guys, and I'm still suffering from my virus. Look, guys, we have Doc Ock and we have Rogue coming up. Juggernaut, but here she is. So this is this is how it started, and this is how it's going. I'm kind of looking forward to the curves ahead too. Yesterday we worked on Wolverine, just to bring everyone up to speed. Previously on Instagram we did the Beast, and also previously on Instagram we did this page, and we did the tracing paper layover, or the vellum. It's more vellum than tracing paper. We got some cool stuff coming up, and I don't know, I think we might. I mean, there is just a lot. There's a lot of work in this book, guys. It's going to be a blast filling this up. I'm hoping to get it done by New Year's. So yeah, let's just get into it. We're going to go as far as we can, because cheers to all of you, by the way, because I have to see Godzilla -1 tonight, and I would like to come back and record an episode for it. A little bit what we're doing is it might take me a little bit more time to recover and discover markers, because I finally cleaned off my drawing table yesterday, and I got nothing but rolls, like rubber band bunches of markers and mugs, and we're not 100% organized. So I was kind of thinking we do kind of like a shadowed blue, right? Because we kind of know how the gray is going to turn out. Guys, how much fun is this? Let's see here. All right, let's see. Let's do 90s Storm. Yeah, so 90s Storm has, she does have orange. I mean yellow. She does have some yellow. So let's just keep that there. Let's get the yellow markers going. A little bit of orange too. Yellow and orange. But I'm not exactly sure. I'm not sure. Because I kind of, again, I was 50-50 on making this one completely purple. I'm just hooked on making these look purple. I don't know why. I'm just into that combo. Whoa, guys, we have a dead marker. Goodbye. RIP marker. Back at it. Fatal J. Dude, it came right up on my feed too. Your new end of Snyderverse. video. I will check that. I will leave comments. Fatal J, how are you today, buddy? Yeah, we're like I said, dude. My goal is to really hit one of these every single day, and this even means out of the holidays, going into January. Yeah, I had a little bit of a awakening this year too, Jay. I don't know, like what Jay, what do you do? Like how do you like to party? What do you like to drink? Let me know. Because I had this awakening this year where I just felt like because I was going out so much and spent a lot of time overseas that I was just like robbing myself, and I just really saw the whole year slipping behind. And I put my foot down and just said, get back to going live and get back to working on Trial by Fire. Yeah, Robert Kirkman as a writer. Okay, so here's the hot take for Robert Kirkman as a writer. Name me something outside Walking Dead that you enjoyed. And when you approach people with that question, see me, it's different, right? Because I read everything. I'm like the Watcher. So that's Robert Kirkman's weak spot. I mean, Science Dog, good. Tech Jacket, good. Tech Jacket might be his most underrated. Walking Dead, awesome, right? Like all of this stuff. Battle Pope. So Robert Kirkman published me back in Battle Pope, by the way, Jay. So the Funkotron days. And he wrote me like a letter. And we did have correspondence via email during his early days. And I've longed to uncover those so I can put them on my website. So maybe that's something, I don't know. I don't know what happened to it. I had printouts. They disappeared. The evidence washed away. But, this is back to where I even had like an AOL account. So that's him as a person. But we know we like Robert Kirkman if he published Peter A. DeLuca, right? So with that said, I think he's exposed in one book. Ultimate X-Men. I think he exposed himself with Ultimate X-Men. And he did this other Destroyer. Right? Destroyer for Marvel Max. And I don't know if he works with other characters very well. I think he is of a imaginative mind. And if he's nurturing his own projects and creating his own projects, I think he's going to have more misses than hits. But he is someone who's tenacious. He got good with the business. And he got super lucky with Walking Dead. But in no way do I put him in the league of a Alan Moore, right? Like, so Alan Moore's our measuring stick. Stan Lee's our measuring stick. Len Wein, John Ostrander. Like these are all people I kind of put above him. Just when it comes to like all time. I think Robert Kirkman, though, is great for comic shops. So part of the other position is, can comic shops like sell what they do? And comic shops sell Robert Kirkman. And, that's even back when he was kind of, again, Tech Jacket, Science Dog, Brit's also good. During those, like, earlier, we're calling them like the earlier days. He, like he produces, he fills the catalog. Like he gets projects done. He gets books like timely, and he had another good book called Reaper. Reaper's interesting, and he's I guess like from this perspective, right? Like there's been lawsuits, but I think he's a good collaborator. He can speak the language of the artist. Yeah, but dude, like part of the hype for him, like we saw that with there was just one book called The Infinite. Infinite is so interesting because it was a Rob Liefeld book, dealt with time travel, right? Like all these tropes that we love from Mr. Liefeld. And Kirkman was attached, and it's just kind of like, holy crap, all systems are go with this one. This is going to be great. Robert's going to keep Liefeld on schedule. We're not going to get any lateness. And then like that book just ran into these like creative issues. And hey, look, like some of that stuff happens. I always reference a movie called Ishtar, if you're not familiar with that. Warren Beatty, Dustin Hoffman, guaranteed hit. And Ishtar, one of the biggest box office bombs, disappointments of all time. Without the big budget superhero stuff rolled in. You almost like put the superhero stuff on a different scale. But how are we looking so far, by the way? But he's entertaining. He writes a good story. I just don't view him like I will put like Brian Michael Bendis way above Mark Miller, like his contemporaries, Brian K. Vaughan. These are the contemporaries I would put above Kirkman. I think something like Saga is so much more deep, meaningful, intentional. The intent of that book, way more than Kirkman. And I think we're seeing a little bit of it with the Transformers stuff, because I don't think the Transformers stuff is the new hotness. And I think it's hilarious that the people pumped that stock for that book as much as they did. Hang on, I gotta grab some bread. But Kirkman got enough money, dude. Like he's got like a PR machine behind him. Like money changes things. I'm sorry. And there's talking points. There's Robert Kirkman talking points getting circulated when there's multiple reviewers, like commentators, and they all kind of begin their video a certain way or begin the interview a certain way. And, he's not challenged much. Like I don't know how you don't challenge him on the credit and the money that some of these guys have claimed that he took from them. But that's not about him as a writer, right? Like we're supposed to be. Now we're just talking about Robert Kirkman overall. That's missing. This is missing something, Jay. Jay, this is missing something. Hey, bud, I like your style too. I like that new thumbnail too. Your face. It's such a good face. No drinking, no smoking. Wow, look at you, Fatal J. Bravo. Yeah, I view like, look, I think there's been a couple phases of Liefeld, for sure, and I don't know, like I'm not drawn to his new stuff at all. I think I don't know. Like it's just funny where like he does sell those like Deadpool books for Marvel, and I just feel like any other time in history, those books would have been chopped off and like canceled. Like it is a little bit surprising that it's just endless Deadpool books with Marvel. But Marvel too, like they need Deadpool. Like, oh, she also has white hands. Wow, she's just all white. How crazy is that? I think we made her too blue. But I also feel like that's a part of comics, Jay. Arguing about an art style and not and believing people are like even like I guess getting special treatment, like that sort of thing. Dude, like long standing comic book arguments. Those are arguments that are never old. They're not unique to this generation in this time. I actually think it's kind of silly the way how some people just approach what they view what comic book art should be. I'm not saying you're one of them. I'm just saying like in general. Because comic book artwork is hyper realized. It's stylized. It's not. There's like nothing to back it up that it's supposed to be realistic. The comic book style is whatever style like that gets the job done. Like that's your role as a publisher. It's like hire the guy that can get it done. So even from like a publisher standpoint, it's not like right, like it's not like they're like go out there and get the guy with the best style. Like no publisher says that. And if they do, they suck. They're not a good publisher. A publisher's job is to hire, or like the editor's job, you hire who you think can get it done with a very tight deadline. When it comes to artwork wise, and if we just take away the cover and anything else that artists might have to do that month, a comic book penciler roughly has like you have a week, like and I'm not even talking about like business days. You probably have less than a week to get that book done. So you or like you'll have a week buffer. So it's very conceivable you can work a entire month on one issue. I think those arguments and that stuff is lost. And at one point, like, and even for when it comes to Jim Lee, like these guys got the job done at one point, right? Like they completed the order of the issue. Yeah, his new Deadpool stuff is terrible. I know it's. I see some of the posts with the new Deadpool stuff. Yeah, this is more or less like I just googled '90s Storm, so I would even call this like some people might call this like animated Storm, but it's also like the Wells Portacio Storm when he when he took over Uncanny X-Men and Jim Lee went to adjectiveless X-Men. So Jay, are you going to do a Rebel Moon watch party or anything like that? There is, Jay, and it's a dividing line, Jay. Like, hold up here. because you know why? Because I've been trying to organize some of my stuff just because I had books all over the place. Like if we look at this, if we look at the Alien, this is the one to get, by the way, the 30th anniversary black and white. So these stories, these are really good stories, dude. But the artwork may not connect. And I get it. I get it 1,000%. The covers are great, but the interior artwork. But again, like, get the job done, right? Get the effing job done. And that's the point. And a lot of times, the covers for this series got people in the door. They really did. These covers were amazing. I'm kind of upset they did not reprint the covers black and white. But look, like, these are just incredible, dude. Okay? Like, everything you would want from the Aliens universe. And this is before it got out of control. This is like early. We have a popular idea. We have a film license. Let's see if we can sell some comics. But you make the concession. Like, you make the trade-off on art style versus story. Usually the visual wins. So, you know, like, so the point I'm getting at is, like, can a bad art style destroy a book, or can it save a book? Because it's interesting. It's interesting. And again, that's a tough thing for a lot of people to wrestle with. Can that book be interesting? Can you read it? Can you enjoy it? I think Rob Liefeld has disparaged his reputation so much, where people make it personal, and he allowed them to do it, even though he, like, makes these arguments that he's standing up for himself and things like that. A lot of his online behavior, I'm sorry, like, people just rejected it. And the internet, look, he learned the wrong way. The internet does not forget. And I do feel like that affects a lot of his stuff right now. I do feel like, just like sticking on Liefeld, because, you know, people like talking about him. I'll say this, dude. His podcast does do a service, though. I think his podcast is the best, like, rolling regular commentary in comic book journalism right now. I do feel like with observations, he does a service. But that doesn't mean, you know, that doesn't erase history. No. The best studio that Image had was Witchblade Witchblade Top Cow era, where they had Weapon Zero, they had Darkness, Cyberforce was still rocking and rolling. The Ambition and just everything that they did. I recently, like, did a video for Devil's Reign. Dude, Arcanum, Ascension, Top Cow, I think, had the best design work, the best coloring, and they were regular, meaning, like, they put things out, and they kind of had new ideas. Like, dude, Darkness and Witchblade dropped, like, pretty much at the same time, and then they, you know, again, we talked about it on one of these streams, dude. Like, they had Fathom. They nurtured that book. Like, you have to give a lot of credit to Top Cow. I just feel like a lot of people will say Wildstorm, but Wildstorm kind of, I think they ran out of money. I think Liefeld's correct when he says that Wildstorm ran out of money, and that's why Jim Lee was shopping them around, and they were originally supposed to go with Marvel, which explains in Heroes Reborn the Industrial Revolution parts 1 through 4. People kind of go through those Liefeld comments as if he is trashing Jim Lee. But it's true. Jim Lee was living in New York City during that time, learning the Marvel offices and the staff. And that's why he wasn't artwork-wise. That's why there was no Jim Lee artwork. And that didn't happen. And it must have been crushing. Must have been heartbreaking. Here we go. You will be doing Rebel Moon review. Yeah, dude. Like, if you were doing a watch party, Jay, for Rebel Moon, I would I would just do that, have the movie playing, be on your stream, and drawing Rebel Moon characters for like the 2.5 hours. Like, here's the thing, though. Like, if Rebel Moon is really what we're hoping it is, I think it's going to take everything over. I think this is going to be a super breakout hit, as much as something like Stranger Things was. Yeah, best person. Yeah, or technically, like maybe the only personality since Stan Lee. He's great. Like, when Rob talks, dude, you just like sit back and you're like, oh my god, here we go. And that's not him. It's like he's not monopolizing the situation. I do feel like he pushes around the K-fakers, though. Because the K-fakers will have him on, and he will, I'm not joking, dude, they'll get in like 5 questions in like an hour's worth of talking. They'll get 5 questions in. And you're like, oh my God. But, McFarlane talks in a very similar way. There was a time where I would have said McFarlane, really, but I do feel like I dealing with modern day Todd is, oh my God, it's so tough. Like, to me, he really is the cringe father, and he's just like, I don't know. I think Tom McFarlane is just like a spokesperson for his own company. I think Rob Liefeld would love to be that, but he's not. I don't think he's a good business person. He's lost so many companies. I don't care about him losing young blood. I just think he should create a new freaking young blood. I think that's what the people really want. Well, we got somewhere with this one, Jay. What do you think? Somewhere, right? We're somewhere with this sucker. And I don't know. Oh, is it right here? I might be down to one of these, which is bad. Bad news. We're going to do some lightening, and then I think I'm going to have to jump ship and go work out. You know what, Jay? That's a great idea. Top Cow Tuesday. Well, Fatal Jay, think about it, dude. I'm in, and I will make the time. Here we go. And then what we'll do from this point, depending on if we have some fresh toothbrushes. Do we? Yes. See, you gotta have multiple toothbrushes next to your drawing table, or on your drawing caddy. A white and a black. So one for opaque and one for the black in the ink. And then sometimes you need one of these, because this helps separate the bristles a little bit here. Jay, I like Top Cow Tuesday, bud. I like that a lot, and I've been really digging for a show for Tuesdays. Yeah, and that's how we just get like some of that splatter. Like, yeah, some of that splatter. It's hard. I don't think it's showing up on camera exactly correct. But that's how you do lightning. And right there, like that quickly, everyone. Storm. Goddess. X-Men. I'm going to call it in the next call. I can't believe, is it already 30 minutes? Holy crap. Well, cheers. Cheers to you, buddy. See, and look how quickly it just turns white. And let that drain. All right, everyone, a little bit of a quickie, but I got to go work out, and I got to publish a podcast episode. Love you guys. Jay, you rock, bud. Thanks for popping in, Jay. You